women don't care about your looks. Women don't care about your money. Instead, women crave something else from men, and every man can obtain it for free. Why am I the only person in the world that you would actually believe? Back when I had my hair, I was the most handsome guy on the planet. But as soon as I started talking to girls, they tossed me in the friend zone. So I thought maybe I need to get jacked. I hit the gym, grew my muscles, but the ladies weren't biting. The only people who were attracted, other dudes in the gym, who came up to me and asked me, "Bro, how did you grow your biceps?" Then I thought, well, maybe I need to become rich. I became insanely rich, and guess what? I still had 0 women in my life. For those who think that money, that all that matters to women, let's say tomorrow you're making $30,000 a month. Where do you find women? That's right, you still have to go to bars, hit the streets, use dating apps, and learn the art of communicating with women. Even if you get married, you still need to learn how to earn your wife's respect within the relationship. I have had numerous clients, politicians, celebrities who has their own private jets, who have sought my help because their wives treat them like a complete garbage. So money don't change anything. But then when I learned what women really wanted, I lost all my hair, gained weight, became less attractive, yet I still had success with women. The same with money, I was rich but didn't have any luck with women until I learned what they were really looking for. Then, even after I lost all my money, I still had beautiful women in my life. So let me share my personal story how I discovered the secret from a friend of mine who was a professional gigolo. It's a hilarious story that will change your entire perspective on women. And spoiler alert, it's not confidence, it's something else. In 2014, while living in New York, I went to work out in the gym where I saw a guy who always comes in with different women to work out. Also, it seemed like all the girls in the gym knew him, and as it turned out later, he actually smashed them all, and they all knew about each other, and they all competed for his attention. He had an average appearance, with a slightly warped face with a scar, yet he managed to attract every girl he got in contact with. I determined to understand his success, and I decided to make friends with him, and this is actually a very important business lesson for you. So if you try to make friends with someone who is above you, let's say you want to be friends with a millionaire, you cannot just come up to that person and say, "Hey, I want to be friends, can you teach me what you know?" You actually have to possess some kind of knowledge, or you have to have some kind of value to offer that person. So it's going to be a mutual exchange. So the way I decided to make friends with him, back then, I was making a ton of money from YouTube. I was making $1,000 a day, so $30,000 a month was a bad month for me. Like, it actually was like $40,000-$50,000. And the way I was making my money, basically, YouTube has a content ID system, and what it does right now, if you're gonna take a movie or a cartoon and upload it to your YouTube channel and turn on the monetization, all the money will go to the owner of that movie. You won't be able to make any money. Back then, this content ID wasn't as effectively developed as it is right now, so I found this crack in the YouTube system. So basically what I was doing, I was creating YouTube channels, upload a bunch of movies, cartoons, Tom and Jerry movies, SpongeBob, and I would monetize them, and those thousands of movies will start picking up the views, and I would approximately get 1 million views a day, and YouTube was paying $1,000 for 1 million views, and that's how I was making $1,000 a day. So I decided to teach him how I make money in return if he teaches me how to seduce women. So when I approached him, I started talking to him, and I offered him this idea, and we instantly became friends because he was interested to learn what I know, right? And what I found out, this guy had been living in America for 15 years. He never worked a single day in his life because he has all these women. One girl pays for his apartment, the other girl pays for his car, the other one for the groceries. That's how he survives, basically. And he also doesn't know any English. So he agreed to teach me how to approach and seduce women. And meanwhile, while we were talking, I was asking him questions. And what funny is, you guys actually asked me the same question. So I was asking him, "Hey, how do you read the body language of a woman? What do you say in these situations? What do you say in that situations?" And he would always brush me off with saying, "Man, you're too overcomplicating women. Like, they're not that complicated." So I thought he doesn't want to give out all his secrets yet. And when you guys ask me exactly the same questions in the comments, I reply you the same way. "Guys, you're too overcomplicated women. They're not that complicated." And you probably think the same way of me, but it's actually true. Women are not that complicated. So anyway, next day we go out on the streets. I got my notebook ready. I was prepared to start taking notes, to write down his super mega effective pickup line. What does it say to girl to attract them? Boy, what a surprise it was when I saw how he does it. So we're walking down the street and there is a girl going towards our way, and you can see like on her body language, she's rushing, she's like going on her own way, like she's busy, like there is no way she's gonna talk to us, right? So this is what he does. He comes up to her and says, "Hey, where are you going?" And this is what hit me, like I was shocked. This is what she did. She stopped, she turned around, and she smiled and she started flirting with him. And she replied, "Well, I'm going this way, I'm like going to the grocery, I need to buy strawberries." And I can see she's flirting with him. And 2 minutes later, she's giving him her phone number. And now I'm looking at this situation, right? Like, you motherfucker, that's it? That's all you do? I was expecting to write down the notes, like super extra pickup lines, like nothing. That's simple. He got her phone number just like that. So then he goes to the next girl and he does exactly the same thing. He was like, "Hey, how are you?" And girls would stop, turn around, smile, and start flirting with him. Like they just give in to him. They can't reject him. They can't refuse him. They just get drawn to his energy, right? It like completely blew my mind. So now I decided to try it. So I see a girl going. Still remember that bitch. So I come up. So I match his confidence energy. I know I was better looking than him. I know I had more money than him. And I matched his confident style of speaking, right? So my confidence was there. So I come up to the girl and say, "Hey, where are you going?" The same way, exactly the same body language, like everything is the same. And this is what the girl does. She stopped. She looked around, looked straight in my eyes, and told me, "Get the fuck away from me, creep." Boy, I was like devastated. Like she just destroyed me. My confidence like dropped down. My energy dropped to super low levels. She just wiped me out. That was the most vicious rejection I ever had. And my gigolo friend is laughing. And I asked him like, "What did I do wrong?" And he's like, "I don't know what you did wrong. Maybe it's a bad woman. Why don't you try again?" So there is another girl. So I come up to another girl. And of course my confidence already is not on the same level. My energy is low. And I'm kind of timid now. And I come up to her. I was like, "Hey, how are you? Where are you going?" And I also remember that bitch. She like stopped, turned around, looked at me with her evil glaze right in my eyes. She's looking at me like that, right? And she's staring in my eyes for 7 seconds. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then she just like walks around while staring at me and keeps going. That was the most brutal rejection that I ever had. Those 7 seconds seemed like the whole hour has passed while she was like evil staring at me. I was like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe I'm getting brutally rejected. Like I've never been so brutally rejected." And I couldn't figure out what this guy does. So I was like, "Well, let me just continue watching what you do." So the guy continued coming up to girls and he made 30 approaches and he got 18 phone numbers. And the other 12 girls rejected him, but they didn't reject him in a brutal way. They were just like, "No, sorry, I can't, I'm married. No, sorry, I'm Russian. I'm sorry." Like they didn't reject him in a brutal way. So then we went on the corner of Coney Island and Brighton Beach Avenue. And there is like a big store. So what he did, he just stood in front of the exit of the store. And all the women that come out with the bags, he would just tell them, "Can I help you with your bags? Can I help you with your bags?" And he would get one girl out of 4 to agree, "Yes, you can help me with my bags." And then he takes her bags, he follows her to the metro station, he puts her on the train, gets her phone number, he comes back, and that's how he did. So within a 4-hour period, he got at least probably 35, 36 phone numbers out of maybe 100 approaches. So I'm asking him questions like, "What do I do wrong?" And he doesn't understand himself. Like, "I don't know what you do wrong." So this didn't work out. This learning process didn't work out. Well, I still helped him with the YouTube stuff, and he was able to make a lot of money actually with this YouTube system. But anyway, so I went home, and that's the next mistake that I made, and I see you guys making all the time. So I thought the problem is that those American Western women are so bad. they're promiscuous, arrogant, they're stuck up. So I thought, well, let me go to Eastern Europe. So I decided to buy a one-way ticket to Russia, and I decided to go to live in Russia because I wanted to learn the world of women. I wanted to explore this world, and I wanted to do it as fast as possible while I'm young. I didn't want to learn the psychology of women when I'm like 35, 40 years old. I wanted to learn like while I'm young. So that was my only chance. So I moved to Russia. I arrived to Moscow. I paid 1 year in advance for my apartment. So I remember I did my first approach. It was like somewhere in Midtown. I went into the metro and I saw this beautiful, feminine, oh my God, such a beautiful, nice girl. And her face looks so innocent, like you just want to like come and grab her, like she was a student, like she looked like a college student. So I got my confidence on point, I look good, I dressed nicely. So I come up to her, start talking to her. Hey, how are you? Well, I find you attractive, so I decided to introduce myself. My name is George. I just arrived to Moscow, and I know that Russian women like American guys, you know, like every girl in Eastern Europe, they're trying to move to America. So I tried to, every time I had the chance to say that I'm American, I tried to say it, you know, to attract the ladies, because I was stupid. I thought women care about your money, about your finance, about your status, about your citizenship. And then she's like listening, she's not saying much. She's listening to me and looking me in the eye. And while she's listening, she stares me right in the eyes. And then she's like, you finished? I was like, well, yeah. She's like, can you leave me alone now? Oh my God, it was like even worse. So I'm like devastated again. You know, women can be vicious when they sense your wrong energy, when they sense that you're not confident. But they sense something else that I was missing. But that's what I'm filming video about. So I went to the bars, I went to the nightclubs, and everywhere I approached the girls, I still get brutally rejected, even by Russian women. Actually, Russian women were more brutal than American women. So 2 months living in Moscow, I remember this day, I'm depressed, I'm devastated. Not like depressed, but like kind of sad, right? And I'm sitting, and it hit me. And the purpose of my channel, through my videos, I want you to realize the same thing that I realized that day. And this is the main message of this video. So, if my gigolo friend comes up to any girl, American girl, Russian girl, Ukrainian girl, Spanish girls, and he always has success with them, why every time I do those approaches, doing the same thing, I get rejected by every girl I approach? So maybe it's not the women are bad. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong. And this is your case, guys. If you guys think that American women are bad, they're not. At the end of the video, I'll tell you the story how I seduce women in America. And it's like actually 100 times easier than to seduce those Eastern European women. So that's when it hit me. I think I'm missing something. Something that gigolo friend had that I don't. So it's not the money, it's not the looks, it's not the confidence, what it is. So long story short, over the course of 2 years, I achieved a high level of success with women. I went on 200 dates, slept with over 100 women, read a lot of psychology books and watched a lot of videos. Eventually, I reached my goal of being able to approach a random girl on the street and have her flirt back with me. I forgot about all my past brutal rejections and didn't realize that I was doing something differently when I was approaching women. One day I was renting a small office for my IT business in a co-working space. Co-working is a monthly rental office space for solo entrepreneurs, artists or small teams. So one day as I was smoking a cigarette outside, a well-groomed, nice, handsome, masculine Russian guy approached me and he started asking me questions whether this co-working space is worth renting. I answered all his questions saying that it's a nice place with a great community and that he should consider joining. So then the guy proceeded to go upstairs and 5 minutes later I followed him. And when I went up there, he was talking to a receptionist girl who I was flirting with 5 minutes before I went for my cigarette break. And I heard him talking to her. And that's where I got it. I got it. It came to me as a vision. It was like a religious epiphany. So this is what I saw. So when he was talking to me, he was very polite, very calm, very emotionless, very masculine guy. But when he was talking to that receptionist girl, like even his voice changed. Like it was a different style of speaking. It was like it was a different man at all. And then the girl was answering all his questions about the co-working space. And then in the air, in her eyes, I saw it. I saw a complete disgust towards this man. I mean, yes, she was nice. Yes, she was answering all his questions. But still, you could see, you can feel it in the air that she doesn't like this guy. That under different circumstances, if this guy would come up to her asking for her phone number, she would brutally reject him. So that's when I realized the secret why back in the days I was brutally rejected. So let me try to, I don't know how to explain it. So every man has a default emotional state. He's calm, he's emotionless, he acts and operates normally, he talks normally, he is in his plate. But what happens if you haven't had enough experience with women in your life? Every time men talk to a girl, their default emotional state raises a little bit. So it depends on your experience. So let's say if you're a virgin, if you're gonna start approaching women, hey girl, can I have your phone number? Even if you repeat the greatest pickup line, even if you try to emulate the most confident man in the world, even if you're gonna have your looks, your money, your confidence, still your default emotional state will be high. And it's something that's not visible, it's something that you can't emulate, it's something that you can't copy, and it's something that you can't really learn in theory. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have this default emotional state high up, and women will be brutally rejecting you. Women will feel it. And it's something that you don't see, but you know it exists. Since you saw it, you can't unsee it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So what this guy was doing with this girl, with me he was talking normally, and with her, his default emotional state was a bit higher. And it's like, it was in the air. I don't know how to explain it. And because his default emotional state went up a little bit, women perceive you as a weak man, as not worthy of their attention. Women don't like that because, as I told you before, opposites attract. So women, being hysterical and scared and filled with high emotions, will not be attracted to a guy whose default emotional state raises when you talk to a woman. You know what I mean? So that was my problem, why in New York my gigolo friend was coming up to girls and they never rejected him, and why I was trying to copy him, say exactly the same stuff what he was saying, and I was getting brutally rejected. Because I remember when I was approaching to those women, my default emotional state was a bit high. And the reason why it was high, because I didn't have enough experience with women. So this is why I'm 100% believe in the fact that you cannot learn a pickup mastery of how to attract and seduce women on the streets, in the bars, until you fix your default emotional state. And the way you fix it, you actually have to sleep with a bunch of women, with at least 20 women, and at least to go on 50 dates. But the problem is, in order to go on the dates, you have to seduce women. You can't seduce women because your default emotional state is low. So it's like a vicious circle that you need to break out. But if you fix this situation, if you do my exercise of going on 50 dates, I don't care how, I don't care what you do, but you need to get your experience with my exercise to go on 50 dates. You don't have to like the girl, they can be ugly, you just need to get used to the fact that you're talking to women. For you, it has to become something normal, something that you don't panic about, you know. So when you're gonna get it, basically you will be able to come up to any girl, say the most dumb stuff in the world, and girls will still drawn into you. So I know the best pickup approach in the world. But if I use this pickup line coming up to the girls on the street, most of the girls will react positively on me. But there is no point for me to tell you that, because if you're gonna use this pickup line, girls will brutally reject you and then they're gonna call police on you. To prove my point 100% so that I can relate to, those of you who ever dated a girl who you didn't like, maybe she was too ugly or maybe she was too fat, you were with her just because you wanted to have sex with her, right? Have you guys had this experience? Do you remember how you acted? Did you read her body language? Did you read her kinesthetics? Did you like overthinking, what should I say? Oh, she said this, I should say that. No, you were acting normally. You were acting like you didn't give a shit. you acted a little bit disrespected to her, you were saying dumb shit, and the girl still loved you. But the only problem you start getting when you start dating the girls that you like, who are too beautiful, a bit high caliber than you. When you start dating those girls, that's when you start making mistakes. You don't know what to say. How do I read her body language? Now you start overthinking, and this relationship never works out. The reason why? Because you talk to a girl who is high caliber than you, your default emotional state rises a little bit. That's why it's not working out for you. So in order for you to become professional with women, instead of buying courses on how to seduce women, how to pick up girls on the streets, instead of wasting your time going to the bars, nightclubs, on the streets, coming up to girls who brutally reject you, you need to realize what you need to work for. And I hope this video helped you. I hope this video will give you the right direction how to approach this situation. God, I wish I had the video like that when I would start exploring the world of women. But anyway, so when you fix this default emotional state, you will never have problems with women. You won't have to go on the streets, pick up girls, like everything will just come naturally to you. I'll give you my personal example. So this last Friday, I was invited to a birthday party by this girl. So I went to the nightclub, and when I went to the nightclub, there were, I think, 7 girls and 7 guys, and 5 of those girls were with their boyfriends. I came late to the birthday party, so when I approached the table, you can smell it in the air that even though those girls have boyfriends with them, they all looked at me with the interest. They were like, who is this dark horse? Like, I mean, you cannot unsee it. Like, when a girl is attracted in you, when a girl likes you, you cannot unsee it. Like, I just smelled like all 7 girls were looking at me and trying to figure out who is this guy. Moreover, while I was sitting in a nightclub, I had 2 girls approach to me. So I'm not even making approaches. Girls coming up to me. They will start at the conversation. Hey, do you know where the bathroom is? Like, I know when a girl asks you this question, she doesn't need a bathroom. She just wants to get to know me, because 10 minutes before that, I saw those 2 girls looking at me from the far distance. So women cannot control them. They just get drawn to a man like that whose default emotional state is in the right place. So it's basically seducing women without words.
Oh, this one. Yes.
Here, watch how effortlessly I'm gonna start a random conversation.
Hey, you really have nice eyebrows. What is that? You have nice eyebrows. What do you use for that?
Yes, can you help me to find something for eyebrows?
Yeah, the same as your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Did you see how I start talking to girls and how I energetically just like pull them to me? They just like flock into me.
Hey, you really have nice eyebrows. What is that? You have nice eyebrows. What do you use for that?
And my secret is, it's not because I'm attractive. My secret is because when your default emotional state is in the right place, it's in the air. Like it's an energy that you have around you. So for example, imagine you come to the nightclub and you see all those guys, yeah, shot, dance. And then you can see every time some girl approaches them, asks them a question, guys respond, oh, hi girl, yeah, the bathroom is right there. They're trying to be extra nice, extra overexcited, and girls smell that. But then you have one guy who's just sitting in a nightclub, chilling, doesn't give a shit about anything, I just enjoying my time, and this aura around me just draws all the women in the nightclub. So that's how it works. So the main message of this video, guys, for those of you who have some kind of hate toward women, and I was in that state, there was a moment in my life when I actually hated women. You have to realize you hate women not because women are bad, but because it doesn't work out with you and with women. And the problem is not the women, the problem is you. Your problem is that you don't have enough experience with women. Your default emotional state is not in the right place. If you fix that default emotional state by going on 50 dates, you will see how every girl that you talk to, every girl you approach to, she replies positively to you. They're just drawn into you. And then everything is working out with you and the girls. And then you're going to start loving girls. And you will have a genuine love toward women. Like, for example, me, I genuinely love women. I think they're funny. I think I enjoy my company with women. Of course, I will always prefer to go out with my boys, because we can talk shit about each other and have some great time. But once a week, I prefer to spend my time with my lady, you know, because like I want this feminine energy. I want to talk about silly stuff with her, you know, and you will start genuinely enjoying women. So if you find yourself hating women, guys, understand this is not women's problem. This is your problem. This is what's not working out for you. Another fun fact, after I got my experience in Russia, I came back to America and I rented an apartment unit on the 4th floor in Washington, D.C. And basically there was like a long corridor with 15 apartments and 7 single ladies lived in those apartments. I smashed 5 of them in 2 months period. And the only reason why I didn't get to the other 2 single ladies is because I moved out from the apartment. So you see, there is no difference between Eastern European women, American women, Asian women. Women are all the same. They all have the same fundamental instincts. And the same fundamental instincts that when they see a man whose default emotional level rises every time he talks to girls, they perceive you as weak and they will go scorched earth on you if they smell your nervousness when you talk to them. And again, it's not because women are bad, it's something that women can't control. It's like evolutionary developed. That's how they're wired inside their brain. They can't control it. So why don't you do this exercise? Go on the streets, in the hotel, I don't know, in the bar, and try to pay attention how men talk to women. And what you're gonna see, like you're gonna feel this nervousness in men in the air every time men talk to women. I see it every day. Every day I go to in the gas stations, in the bar, on the streets, I see how men talk to women and their pitch goes a little high. Like it's like invisible. Like you never thought about it. Well, now you'll be able to notice all those things. So that's why like there are a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of coaches who teach you how to pick up girls. And sometimes they bring girls guests on their podcast, on their video, and I see how they talk to those women. And I can see that their default emotional state rises a little bit. So that's how I know most of the guys there are fraud. They can't teach you how to pick up women. So now you're aware of that. And I hope this video will give you the right direction how to approach this situation on seducing women. I got you covered, guys. Within a period of 1 year, I will teach you everything you need to know about women. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. At the time of the upload of this video, I created an online course. And in that course, I actually tackled this problem of how to fix default emotional state. I give some hardcore exercises. But again, this is how it goes. Like if you want to get extreme results, you're gonna have to do extreme actions. And the review rate, as of right now, 500 people bought the course and only 1 guy asked for a refund. So the satisfaction rate is like 99.8%. The course doesn't cost much. As of right now, at the time of recording this video, 1 day of existence in America for me cost me $175 a day with all the prices, rent, food, insurances, bills. If you can just cover 1 day of my life and buy it, and it's gonna save you a lot of time and you will know what to do, you will know what to work on. I cover flirting game, I cover sexting game, and I continuously upload videos to that course. Throughout the whole year, I'll be filming video examples and adding more content into that course. I mean, this course is life-changing information. You'll find some life-changing information in that course. In that program, I tackle not how to meet women. I tackle your fundamental, how to fix your default emotional state. And the information is really unique there. You guys are gonna enjoy it. I also offer one-on-one consultation on the website. All the links below. So yeah, hit me up. But it's only, I want to help good people. And if you don't have money, I don't want to pressure you on buying anything from me. You know, it's all good. I'll be continue uploading a lot of free helpful stuff on this YouTube channel. It's all about helping each other out. You know what I mean? I hope you don't think of me like I'm a mega salesman, you know, like I'm trying to extort money out of you all. No, it's just like for those who wants to get some faster results. Probably all the information inside the course I'm probably gonna upload it here for free in a couple of years. But if you don't want to waste your time, here's more stuff if you want to learn about this topic of how to fix default emotional state fast.